The following program, Veterans Day 2013 at the Forest Lake High School, is proudly sponsored by the Forest Lake Home Depot. Did you know the Home Depot is the world's largest home improvement retailer? This means you can always find great selection and new low prices at your local Home Depot store. Our knowledgeable associates are happy to help you. The local weekly ad is also listed on our website. Visit www.homedepot.com. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. The following program is sponsored by Abra Cleaning and Restoration, quality professionals in carpet and upholstery cleaning in your home, office, restaurant, church, and more. Using a quick drying process, Abra can expertly clean all types of carpet. Abra staff can successfully tackle pet odor removal and problem stains like Kool-Aid 2. You can call Abra Carpet and Upholstery Cleaning at 651-464-6931 for a free evaluation of your home or business.
On behalf of the Forest Lake High School staff and the school district, I would like to welcome our students and guests to our annual Veterans Day celebration. I would especially like to welcome our honored veterans to Forest Lake High School and to our celebration. On this important day, we pause in the middle of our school day to celebrate and honor our staff members who are veterans, and the veterans who live in our community and throughout our country, and those who are presently serving in the military. With pride, devotion, commitment, and bravery, our veterans have gifted our country with immeasurable service. For this, we are grateful. Today's event, by design, is student-led and facilitated. Your MC will be Mariah Daninger. Please give her a warm welcome.
Good morning, and welcome to the 9th Annual Veterans Day celebration here at Forest Lake High School. This event began as a flag dedication, replacing the battered flag in front of the high school. Today, we are gathered to honor those who have so selflessly served our country in any branch of the armed forces. Since the first Armistice Day in 1919, Americans have reserved November 11th as a day to pay respect to the veterans who are still with us and to remember those who have fallen. Today, we would like to give a special thanks to the VFW Post 4210, the American Legion Post 225, to all students and staff who helped plan this event, and especially to our veterans who have served and sacrificed, along with those who plan to serve. Will those who are enlisted or plan to enlist please stand? Okay. The color guard today is a joint effort of the Forest Lake VFW Post 4210 and the Forest Lake American Legion Post 225. Would the audience please stand quietly and face the flags while the color guard posts the colors? Would the color guard please post the colors?
Come left, march.
Please place your hand over your heart and join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance, and please remain standing for the national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Many of you took your time to answer questions about freedom and your hero. The stars on which you wrote your answers are behind me on the wall today. Just as you answered a question about patriotism, some students did the same as part of Voice of Democracy's speaking contest sponsored by Veterans of Foreign Wars. The VFW is an organization composed of men and women who have served the United States in wars on foreign soil. This year, students responded to the theme, what makes you optimistic about our nation's future? One of the Forest Lake Schools contestants, Jared Bowers, will be presenting his speech entitled, Our Nation's Rising.
Good morning. There I was, first day of junior high, standing at the front door of Century. My only loves were food, my mama, and Star Wars. I thought it would be just like elementary school, but man, I was wrong. Looking around, I saw girls with what looked like crayon on their faces. There were boxer shorts hanging out of every pair of jeans, and girls didn't have cooties anymore, if you know what I'm saying. But behind all of this cool and new things was an almost painful awakening. I was no longer a kid anymore. The things I once thought were cool and the right thing to do were now things that needed to be let go. The first couple of weeks of junior high were not fun for me. I felt as though people would go out of their way just to rip on me. My friend count was at an all-time low. I mean, my mom was in the running to be my best friend. What I'm trying to say is I was a really cool kid. But you could say I was lost, with no map, no directions to get me out. I was scared, and it felt like things were not going to get better. That's when I met him, my best friend. He came up to me, glasses on, Star Wars shirt proudly showing, and blonde streaked brown hair. He was totally cool. We grew to be best friends. We taught each other everything. How to dribble a basketball, how to throw a football, how to ask somebody on a date without fainting, or barfing, or crying. And how to work hard for the things we wanted. From that day forward, it felt as though a burden was lifted, like the future was within reach. However, that future that we all think is ours to enjoy has been guaranteed by the soldiers of war sitting right here in front of us. I think we take it for granted that these men and women have done so much for us, and we take it for granted. And for that, Forest Lake, I believe we should thank them. However, it's not enough to simply thank them. We must assure them that we will continue and improve the legacy given to us. This is why I am optimistic about our nation's future. Our generation has great courage and potential for leadership. Looking around Forest Lake, I see these two traits all the time. From a football team who takes care of each other and goes out onto the gridiron without fear or judgment, doing something they love to do because they want to do it. To students starting campaigns at school to end the R word, to end hunger, to end bullying. Leaders bringing Christian athletes together for fellowship and fun. Fearless students restarting the Gay-Straight Alliance to help others feel safe in their own school. Even community functions like this, where we stop and recognize all that has come before and vow to continue. I see students every day that surprise me with kindness and motivation, and they make me want to be better. This is Forest Lake, and even if you don't see it, I see a bunch of really cool kids getting ready to go out into this great big world and make a difference. When a lot of people look out our country, they may not like what they see. Gridlock in Washington and our local states, negative news on the TV and internet. You might say it's a place with no direction, no map, and honestly, people are scared. Scared because of what the future holds and who's going to be running it. They don't think the future is safe with us. But I have faith in us and our future. When I look out and see the strength, courage, and leadership in so many of you, I am optimistic. I believe in this country because we are free to believe and choose what we want. Our future holds whatever we make of it. To some, this is petrifying, and they feel uncomfortable at the very thought of what might happen. I know that today's students and leaders of tomorrow will see what is happening today, and they will have the courage to make tomorrow better. So, I still love food, I still love my mama, and I still love Star Wars. But now I know there is something bigger, something more. And we, as a generation of thoughtful, creative, brilliant, and unique minds, will take hold of what has been given to us and see it through into the future. Thank you.
We now invite you to join the Symphonic Winds, Symphonia Orchestra, and Cantori in singing the Armed Forces Salute, which includes the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and the Coast Guard. Please stand if you, a family member, or a friend has served in that branch of the military when shown on the screen.
Our next speaker was born and raised on a dairy farm in Faribault, Minnesota. He is a retired Forest Lake High School teacher and was the head coach of the Forest Lake High School wrestling team from 1975 to 2007. He was ranked 12th out of 261 high school wrestling coaches in Minnesota and received numerous awards as a coach and an athlete. He served in the United States Army Reserves for 25 years and retired as Chief Warrant Officer 4. Along with being an intelligence officer, he was also an Army Master Fitness Trainer and was for soldiers and taught many military courses for the Army. He was honored to receive his highest military award upon retirement, the Legion of Merit. This award was for exceptionally meritorious service to the United States while serving as Senior Intelligence Technician within the military, Intelligence Readiness Command. In November of 2001, Mr. Detmer was called to active duty to support Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. A one-year stint ended up turning into almost 2 years, with him seeing both service at Fort Gordon, Georgia, and then in Kuwait, where he was deployed just before the war started. This man is currently serving his 4th term in the House of Representatives for the state of Minnesota. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bob Detmer, the keynote speaker.
Thank you, Ben, for that generous, kind introduction. Principal Massey, Superintendent Madsen, school board members, teachers, staff, community members, fellow veterans, and students of Forest Lake High School. This is kind of like a homecoming for me, and I've attended this program. Well, I think this is the 5th year that the school has put on this program, and I've always been just overwhelmed by what the job the students do in this school. And it's an honor to be chosen to speak with you today of the soldiers of past and present. The title of my speech today is Honoring Their Service. First, I'd like to, there's some thank yous that are in order. The Forest Lake FFA and the Agricultural Department, their staff, and the members of the student that planned this program. You just do an outstanding job. The VFW Post 4210 and American Legion Post 225, the Color Guard, for your support in posting our nation's colors today. Those who assisted the setup, I know Sharon Wilson, Tammy Marshall, Mary Whitman, Leland Brockman, and the custodial staff for your service and for help putting this program together. As mentioned, I was proud to teach here and coach here at Forest Lake for over 30 years. In our community, some of the best public servants we have in our community are the educators, the teachers that I met over those 30 plus years. It wasn't long after I started teaching that I felt calling to serve our nation in the United States Army Reserves. My service brought me to Kuwait on the onset of Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. In 2011, I retired after serving 25 years. And today, as mentioned, I'm also proud to serve our community as a state representative in the Minnesota legislature. We can all make a difference in this world to serve a cause higher than ourselves. Today, we honor those who defend America. I speak today about the sacrifices of men and women who have valiantly and selflessly devoted to giving themselves towards something greater than themselves, the United States of America. They have served our nation bravely and continue to serve and do so as role models as we all can look up to. To begin, I'd like to recognize all the veterans attending today's program, and I ask you to please stand and remain standing as I call your service. Now I'm going to start with World War II. I know we have a couple of World War II veterans here. We'd ask them to first stand if you're able. Then the Korean War, please stand. The Vietnam War, those who served, please stand. And then the global war on terrorism, Iraq and Afghanistan, please stand. Please give them their honor. In fact, it was a year ago that I was the guest speaker at the Minneapolis Veterans Home. And I was told right before I got up and spoke that last year was the first year that we have no surviving World War I veterans living in the United States or Canada. Any morning we wake up to a free land, it's because men and women like these. We also want to recognize one more group, the families of the veterans. Now I'm asking the students to participate in this. Could you please, if anyone, students and staff, who is a family member of a service member, a brother, a sister, a father, a mother, a grandparent, or a relative, could you please stand? Please congratulate those families. You may be seated. As we can see, serving your country in the military is a family affair. My wife, Colleen, who is here today, and I have twin sons, Army Majors Rob and Travis Detmer, who are Forest Lake High School graduates, class of 1996. Both are graduates of the Military Academy at West Point, class of 2000. Both have served multiple tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. Our daughter-in-law, Major Martise Detmer, is a JAG officer, a lawyer serving in the military. Our daughter, Crystal, who is with us here today, along with her husband, a 2003 graduate, is married to a National Guard and Army Sergeant, Matt Madrid. Heroes. During my service in the United States military and now during the public service at the state capitol, I've met many of our veterans who are selfless heroes. America faces a changing world with many new challenges. Still, our strongest force against all enemies is our all-volunteer force of strong men and women who put their service to their country first. Whether they're building relationships with Afghan people or stabilizing that country or pulling survivors from a rubble in some of our worst natural disasters here at home, our soldiers today must be versatile, skilled, and in countless areas. America's armed forces have been there with us when we really needed them throughout our history. Our veterans crouched in the muddy trenches in Europe, confronting the enemy from our rocky crags of Italian Alps, struggled up the sandy beaches of Normandy in service. They froze through the bitter winters in the mountains of Korea and steamed in the sodden jungles of Vietnam in service. They've chased terrorists over 10,000-foot mountaintops in eastern Afghanistan and squinted against the dusty wind of the bleak, empty landscapes of Iraq in service. But that's not all our service members have done. Even beyond fighting wars, our troops are engaged in humanitarian and peacekeeping missions. Troops have gone faraway places and countries torn apart by conflict to stand in the middle and maintain peace. They have built roads, bridges, schools, hospitals, provided water, electricity for people in the war-torn countries in service. And if you've been watching the news lately, the Philippines typhoon, the disaster this past week, over 10,000 possibly feared dead. Our United States Marines are on the ground and beginning relief efforts. What about our service to our veterans here at home? At home, all of us can find new ways to serve those who have served. For the business owner, it means giving a veteran a chance to use their extensive skills to build a career through a new job. For our cities and counties, it means maintaining important programs like Beyond the Yellow Ribbon program. For students, it means learning about the history of our veterans, how they've helped develop and shape the history of our country, and remember their sacrifices by paying proper respect to the American flag and surviving veterans in our community. For the government, it means providing veterans with the services and financial policies that they deserve. To all of our veterans, the next time you see one, extend to them a heartfelt thank you. Thank you for your unwavering service during both peacetime and war. Thank you for those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. Our soldiers have been there defending the Constitution of the United States, and our freedoms with little recognition. President Reagan said in a speech, and I quote, "This country was founded and built by people with great dreams and courage to take great risks. We have every right to dream heroic dreams. Those who say that we're in a time when there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look," end quote. Now I say, all we have to do is look at the veteran that is sitting next to us or standing next to us, and you'll meet our nation's heroes. All we have to do is walk through our local cemeteries, and you'll meet our nation's heroes. All we have to do is visit our injured warriors in the veterans' homes and the VA hospitals, and you'll meet our nation's heroes. All we have to do is visit our nation's airports, and you will see and meet our nation's heroes as they leave and coming home as they serve our country. We have men and women in uniform to thank for everyday freedoms we must not take for granted. We must remember, and I've asked to repeat this at most of the speeches that I've given, we must remember it is the veteran, not the preacher, who has given us the freedom of religion. It is the veteran, not the reporter, who has given us the freedom of press. It is the veteran, not the poet, who has given us the freedom of speech. It is the veteran, not the protester, who has given us the freedom to assemble. It is the veteran, not the lawyer, who has given us the right to a fair trial. And it is the veteran, not the politician, who has given us the right to vote. It is a veteran who salutes the flag, who serves under the flag, and whose coffin is draped by the flag. Today, there are nearly 25 million veterans in the United States, and thousands of active duty are currently deployed abroad. In Minnesota, we are home of over 370,000 living military veterans. These are patriotic Americans who put their families, communities, country first to uphold the freedoms we all enjoy. And when they come home, many face financial, health problems that can be just as threatening as the enemy on the battlefield. We as American citizens and our state and federal government must develop ways we can better care for our veterans, including more relevant health care, houses for the aging veterans, and the issues of joblessness and homelessness among veterans. As they come home, it falls to us, their fellow citizens, to be there for them and their families, not just now but always, not just for the few years, but for as long as they walk this earth. We must heed the words of our first commanding general, General George Washington, who said in 1798, and I quote, "The willingness with which our young people will fight in any war, no matter how justified, shall be directly proportional as to how they perceive the way veterans in earlier wars were treated and appreciated by their country." In conclusion, let me close with the 1938 composer Irving Berlin's "God Bless America." "While the storm's clouds gather across the sea, let us swear allegiance to the land that is free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair as we raise our voice in solemn prayer. God bless America, the land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the oceans to the prairies, the ocean's white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home." Finally today, I would ask that everyone attending today's program to call a friend, a family member, a veteran, and thank them for their service, for defending the freedoms we all enjoy. Thank you, and God bless our veterans, and have a great Veterans Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Detmer, for those words and your service. Will the audience please stand until the colors are retired? Oops.
Right now, we're going to have a moment of silence.
the audience please stand as the colors are retired? Would the color guard please retire the colors?
Left. Wait. Go left. Work.
It is important to honor those who have served our country and to appreciate the sacrifices our veterans made for us. Let us be reminded today that we can all learn from the example of our veterans as we find ways to serve our family, friends, and community. Thank you for coming to our annual Veterans Day celebration. This concludes our ceremony. Please return to your third hour to retrieve your bags.
The previous program, Veterans Day 2013 at the Forest Lake High School, was proudly sponsored by the Forest Lake Home Depot. It's time to get hands-on at the Home Depot. The Home Depot offers free workshops for do-it-yourselfers of all ages and experience levels. There are also special do-it-herself workshops and kids workshops too. All the workshops are open to the public and are free of charge. Please call the Forest Lake Home Depot store at 651-464-5277 or visit www.homedepot.com to view the list of workshops offered and register at your local store. More saving, more doing, that's the power of the Home Depot. This program was proudly sponsored by Abra Cleaning and Restoration. At Abra, we will clean your air ducts too. Fire or water damage in your home? Let the folks at Abra come to the rescue to professionally clean your carpets and upholstery. Call the 24-hour emergency phone number at 612-534-6172. Abra is a local Forest Lake area business offering great service from people you can trust.